You've met them. The ones who walk into a room and leave it darker than before. Not because of the absence of light, but because of the absence of energy. They don't just take your time or attention. They drain the very life force that powers your mind and soul. These are the emotional vampires, the toxic leeches disguised as friends, family, colleagues, even lovers. And if you don't learn how to fight back, how to reclaim what they steal, you will become nothing more than a husk, an empty shell, drained dry by their endless appetite. This is the Vampire Manifesto, not a guide on how to become a predator, but a manual on how to survive, how to drain energy from toxic people before they drain it from you. Because energy is your most precious currency. Without it, you cannot think clearly, act decisively, or even feel fully alive. If you're tired of feeling exhausted after every interaction, if you suspect you've been a victim too long, stay with me. This isn't just advice. It's a revolution in how you protect your spirit. First, understand what energy vampires really are. They are not mythical creatures. They are very real humans who feed on your attention, your emotions, your sense of worth. They thrive on drama, conflict, and chaos because these states generate a storm of emotional electricity, fuel for their insatiable hunger. They have perfected the art of manipulation, seduction, and emotional sabotage. Their tactics are subtle and relentless. Have you ever felt completely wiped out after a conversation that seemed harmless on the surface? That is their signature move, stealing energy without you even noticing. They don't just want your attention. They want your vitality. They want you weak, confused, and dependent on their presence, even if it poisons you. But here's a dark truth. Energy vampires only have power if you give it to them. Your energy is not a passive resource. It is a weapon, a shield, a fortress. And like any weapon, it must be wielded with intention. So how do you fight a vampire? The answer might surprise you: by becoming a vampire yourself. Not in the sense of taking from others, but by mastering the energy game, by learning to extract vitality from toxic people without losing yourself. To drain a vampire is to reverse the flow, to break the cycle of submission and reclaim dominance. Before you can do that, you need to see the vampire clearly. Recognize their common traits. They are master manipulators who use guilt, pity, and obligation as hooks. They speak in half-truths, wield silent treatments like knives, and sow seeds of doubt in your mind. They are relentless in their demand for attention, always needing more, never satisfied. They create crises that revolve around their needs, turning every interaction into an emotional battlefield. The first step in your transformation is detachment. You must cultivate a sense of emotional distance, a mental boundary so strong it feels like armor. This doesn't mean becoming cold or uncaring. It means choosing when and how to invest your energy instead of being at the mercy of their whims. Practice observing their patterns without reacting. When a toxic person throws a drama bomb, don't explode. Instead, become the calm eye in their storm. When they demand your attention, offer only silence or brief, measured responses. The vampire feeds on your reaction. Starve them of it. You'll find this takes practice, but it is the ultimate weapon. Every moment you refuse to give energy back, you take a piece of power from the vampire. The more you master this detachment, the weaker they become. Now here's where many stumble: the trap of guilt. Toxic people excel at making you feel responsible for their pain, their chaos, their needs. They craft emotional prisons where you are the keeper, the jailer, the sacrificial lamb. But you must refuse this role. You are not their savior. You are not responsible for their brokenness. The ancient wisdom of boundaries is your next tool. Boundaries are not walls to keep others out. They are gates you control. Decide who enters your energy field and on what terms. Learn to say no without apology. Say no to the guilt trips, the emotional blackmail, the manipulative games. Say no to being drained. You might fear that setting boundaries will cause rejection, loneliness, or confrontation. That is the illusion the vampire creates to keep you enslaved. In reality, boundaries attract respect and clarity. They separate the toxic from the healthy. They clear space for those who add to your energy rather than subtract. Next, learn the art of energy reversal. When a toxic person attacks, deflect. Use their own energy against them. This is not about cruelty or revenge. It is about self-preservation and psychological strategy. If they try to provoke anger, respond with calm. If they seek pity, withhold sympathy. If they want chaos, offer order. Visualize this like a dance. They throw a punch, you sidestep and push back. The goal is to break their rhythm, to deny them the emotional charge they crave. This makes them uncomfortable, sometimes furious, because it disrupts their feeding cycle. Another powerful technique is the energy cleanse. Rituals or practices designed to reset your own vitality after draining encounters. This can be as simple as deep breathing, walking in nature, meditation, or creative expression. The goal is to reclaim your energy reservoir so you are never depleted for long. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are constantly drained, your ability to protect yourself diminishes. Self-care is not selfish, it is survival. Throughout this process, it is vital to develop emotional awareness. Know your triggers, your limits, your warning signs. Toxic people are skilled at pushing your buttons. The more aware you are, the faster you can disengage before the feeding begins. And here's a crucial secret. Not all vampires are easy to spot. Sometimes they wear masks of kindness, concern, or even love. The truly dangerous ones are those who disguise their toxicity in charm and charisma. They pull you in with warmth, only to drain you slowly and invisibly. Trust your intuition. If you feel exhausted, confused, or diminished after an interaction, pay attention. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. Now, if you're still with me, you're ready for the final truth. The ultimate defense against energy vampires is cultivating your own energy sovereignty. This is a state of being where you are the master of your energy, not its slave. Where your vitality is guarded, nurtured, and unleashed at will. Achieving energy sovereignty is a lifelong journey. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and sometimes painful choices. It means cutting ties with those who refuse to respect your boundaries, even if they claim to love you. It means investing in relationships that uplift and empower. And yes, it means sometimes standing alone, stronger, clearer, freer. If you want to walk this path, I invite you to join the conversation. Share your stories in the comments below. Have you encountered emotional vampires? How did you fight back? What techniques helped you reclaim your energy? Your voice matters. If this manifesto resonates with you, hit that like button to show you're ready to reclaim your power. Subscribe to this channel for more dark truths and psychological strategies that don't just inform, they transform. And share this video with someone who needs to see the light before they are drained dry. Because here's the final chilling reality. Energy vampires are everywhere, and they are waiting for the weakest among us. Don't be that victim. Arm yourself with knowledge. Build your psychological armor. Become the predator in a world full of prey. Your energy is your life force. Guard it fiercely. Drain the toxic. Thrive in your power.